You know what's fascinating? On the one day everyone agrees on what to watch, you don't. And that difference isn't random, it's psychological. Right now, the Super Bowl is on. The commercials are louder than usual. The reactions are louder than that. Someone is shouting at a TV like it can hear them. And somehow, you're detached. Maybe you're scrolling your phone. Maybe you didn't even show up. Maybe you're at home doing something that feels oddly more you. And sooner or later, someone asks it, half joking, half confused, "Wait, you don't watch the Super Bowl?" They don't mean it aggressively, but the tone is there, like you just admitted you don't celebrate birthdays. If that's you, or someone you know, this isn't about football. It's about how different minds relate to energy, meaning, time, and belonging. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Picture this. It's Super Bowl Sunday, the plans are set, the group chat is active, everyone's excited. And before anything even starts, you already feel drained. Not physically tired, socially tired. This type doesn't hate football. They don't hate people. Their brain just processes stimulation differently. The noise, the overlapping conversations, the sudden yelling, the constant visual movement, it all stacks up fast. While others feel energized, their nervous system feels crowded. Psychologically, this is often tied to sensory sensitivity. Some brains absorb input deeply. Sounds feel louder, social presence feels heavier. Excitement becomes exhaustion faster. So skipping the Super Bowl isn't avoidance, it's regulation. And if this is you, you probably don't miss the game itself. You miss quiet, control, space to think. You're not antisocial, you're selectively social. Maybe you're the person who leaves gatherings early and feels relief, not regret, the moment you're alone. Then there's another profile. This one didn't forget the Super Bowl. They decided not to watch it. While everyone else is hyped, they're thinking, why does this matter so much? This type is driven by meaning, not momentum. Psychologically, they resist mass enthusiasm when it lacks personal relevance, not because they want to be different, but because their mind shuts down when something feels automatic. When people say everyone watches it, their mind quietly pushes back. Everyone or just most people? They don't like inherited excitement. They want chosen interest. So the Super Bowl becomes a symbol, not of sports, but of social conformity. And opting out becomes a small act of independence. What's interesting is that this type often enjoys explaining why they don't watch it, not to feel superior, but to clarify who they are. If this resonates, you probably do the same thing with music, trends, platforms, even life paths. You don't follow crowds, you follow alignment. Then there's the productivity-driven mind. The Super Bowl is on, the production is flawless, the event is massive, and yet a quiet discomfort creeps in. This type doesn't skip the Super Bowl because they dislike it. They skip it because time feels expensive. Psychologically, they're future-oriented. 3 or 4 hours triggers an internal calculation. What else could I be doing right now? Progress equals safety. Movement equals control. So while others relax, this person feels tension, even guilt. Relaxation without a clear payoff feels undeserved. If that's you, skipping the Super Bowl isn't about discipline, it's about self-pressure. And here's the deeper layer. This type often struggles to rest without justifying it. So the real psychology question isn't, why don't I watch the Super Bowl? It's, when do I allow myself to slow down without earning it first? Then there's a quieter type, often misunderstood. They don't announce that they don't watch the Super Bowl. They don't argue about it. They just don't connect. Sports don't attach to their identity. Psychologically, we bond with things that reflect how we see ourselves or how we want to be seen. For some, teams represent belonging, rivalry, pride, history. For others, those symbols don't land emotionally. So when a room erupts over a touchdown, this person feels like an observer of a foreign language. They understand what's happening, but they don't feel it. And that gap can create quiet self-doubt. Why don't I care like everyone else? Nothing is missing. Their identity anchors somewhere else. Ideas, creativity, inner worlds, niche interests without mass applause. Here's the part most people miss. Not watching the Super Bowl isn't about football. It's about how you relate to belonging. Some people bond through shared excitement, some through shared depth, some through shared purpose. None is better, none is worse. But friction appears when one version of connection is treated as the default. So, if you're the one skipping the Super Bowl, you're not broken, boring, or trying to be different. You're revealing how your mind prioritizes energy, meaning, time, and identity. And if you love the Super Bowl, this might explain why that one friend always seems slightly out of sync on game day. So, take a moment. Which type felt closest to you? Or did you recognize pieces of yourself in more than one? Let me know in the comments how this landed. And if you enjoy psychology that turns everyday behavior into self-understanding, you already know what to do. Sometimes the most revealing things about us show up in the moments we quietly opt out.